Then I am P. Venkateshwarlu, PGT Physics in Nandyal Public School. Welcome to online classes. Today I will discuss about motion in a straight line. Motion in a straight line. Motion in a S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T straight line. Motion in a straight line. The chapter itself, motion, means any object can move, means changing its position from one place to another place. So straight line. So we know that straight line means straight line, straight path, x-axis, y-axis, you can say straight lines. Okay. So coming to introduction. Motion in a straight line is also called rectilinear motion. So motion in a straight line is also called rectilinear motion. So it involves no change in direction. So it is study is relatively simple. Okay, so in this type of motion there is no change of direction of object, because straightly it can move. Okay, so coming to mechanics. What is mechanics? Mechanics is the branch of physics in which we study the motion of the objects. There are three sub branches of mechanics that examine the motion of an object such as. So according to this, mechanics can divide into three subparts. First one, statics. Okay, so statics means a study of the object which is at rest. Study of the objects or study of the things which are at rest. Coming to kinematics. Second one, kinematics. Kinematics is the branch of physics which deals with motion of the object without cause of motion. Okay, in this kinematics we can discuss about the motion of object, but we don't consider the cause of motion. Example, so a ball is moving. Okay, so we consider the ball in motion. Okay, how it can move? We don't consider some of the force is applying on the ball, it can move. Okay, you don't consider external agency of the motion. Coming to third one, dynamics. So dynamics is also a branch of physics which is a branch of mechanics. Motion of object to the force which cause them. The time factor also plays an important role. Okay, so here in this dynamics we have to discuss about what are the cause of motions like force, energy and etc. To point object. Okay. Coming to point object. An object is considered as point object if the size of the object is much smaller than the distance it moves in a reasonable duration of time. Okay, so when we have to say an object is particle, means the size of the object is much smaller than the distance it moves in a reasonable direction of time duration. Okay. Example, a train under a journey of several hundred kilometers can be regarded as point object. Okay. Coming to scalar and vectors quantity. Scalar and vectors quantity. Physical quantities means measurable quantities. Measurable quantities are called physical quantity. So these physical quantities can be divided into two types: vectors and scalars. Okay. So vectors is defined as a physical quantity having both magnitude and direction. Both magnitude and direction. Scalars means only magnitude. Okay, here examples: acceleration, force, displacement. Here scalars means energy, speed, distance. So this quantity are called scalar quantity. So once again, what is vector quantity? So vector quantities are defined as the physical quantity having both magnitude and direction. Example, say any physical quantity having direction, okay, that we can say vector. Okay, so coming to scalar, a physical quantity having only magnitude. Okay, understand? Okay, see here, when we can represent force, 12 Newton force in which direction? North, south, like that. Here there is no direction. We can say energy 12 joules, like that. Understand, my students? Coming to rest and motion. Coming to rest and motion. So when a body is said to be rest, say, my dear students, okay, so rest is defined as when a body is said to be rest, the position of the body, or object will not change with respect to time and surrounding. Okay, say consider a car. Consider a car which is rest. Here we are assuming one tree which is at rest. The position of the body or object will not change with respect to time and surrounding. So rest is defined as when a body or object will not change its position with respect to time and surrounding. Time, this is time, and surrounding. So what are the examples of rest? Examples now. Rest. Okay, so examples of rest, trees, buildings, trees and buildings which are rest condition, which are in rest condition. So coming to motion, motion. So define motion. When a body is said to be in motion, the body or the object change in its position with respect to time. Change in position with respect to time. Okay. So when a body is said to be motion, when a body is said to be motion, so a body can change its position. Change its position. Change its position with respect to time and surrounding. Time and surrounding. Change its position with respect to time and surrounding. Time and surrounding. Okay, so consider a tree. Beside the tree, you can have one road. So on the road, a man walking. Okay, so t is equal to 1 second. He started at journey 0 kilometer. Okay, so t is equal to 60 seconds. A man covers 200 meters. 200 meters. Okay, see here 0 meter or 0 kilometer. Here 2 meters. Okay, so with respect to surrounding and time, with respect to surrounding and time, so you can say the object or the person or the object or a particle which is in motion, which is in motion. So coming to types of motion, coming to types of motion. Types of motion now. Types of motion. Okay. So on the basis of the nature of the path followed by motion is classified. On the basis of the nature of the path followed, motion is classified is 3 types. First one, rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion means rectilinear, straight line. Straight line. Rectilinear motion, straight line. A body moves in a straight path. In a straight path is called rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. In a straight road, the bus or a bike can travel a person. So we can say that type of motion rectilinear. Rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. Simply a body moves in a straight line. We can say that motion is rectilinear motion. Next, circular motion. Circular motion. Okay, circular motion is defined as when a particle or object which moves along the circumference of circle. Any body moves along the path of circumference. Okay, so this type of motion we can say circular motion. And third one, oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motion. To and fro motion is called oscillatory motion. To and fro motion is called oscillatory motion. Okay, so pendulum clock. Pendulum clock is the example of oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motion. One pendulum is there. Pendulum can oscillates to and fro motion. Okay, pendulum or simple pendulum, swing Sphincter. Swing. So we can say the motion execute pendulum clock and pendulum, so which are belongs to oscillatory motion. Okay, so coming to on the basis of the number of coordinates required to define the motion is classified into three types. On the basis of the number of coordinates, on the basis of number of coordinates, on the basis of the number of coordinates required to specify the motion, so we can divide it into three types. So what is coordinates, my students? Okay, so we know that the XY coordinate system. X, Y, Z. So we know that. Okay, so if a particle moves along X or along Y, along Z, we can say that is straight line motion. Here, according to this, so based on the number of coordinates required to define the motion of an object can classified into three types. Three types based on the dimensions, you can say. 1D motion, 2D motion, 3D motion. Okay, understand? First one, only one axis. Only one axis. X or Y or Z. Okay, so coming to 1D, a particle moves straight path. Either X, either Y, either Z. Okay, coming to 2D. 2D. A body covers two dimensions. Means plane. A body moves in a plane. So this is XY plane. Okay. So a body moves in a plane. We can say 2D motion. 2D motion. Say example, a student can run in the ground. Okay. A student can move in ground while playing cricket. While playing cricket. Coming to 3D. 3D. A body or a particle covers three axes, X and Y and Z. X, Y, Z axis. Okay. So, an example of 3D motion, the motion of butterfly in a garden. The motion of butterfly in the garden, this type of motion we can say 3D motion. So, based on the dimensions, X, Y, Z is there. If a body covers X or Y or Z, we can say rectilinear motion. A body covers XY plane or XZ plane or YZ plane. This type of motion we can say motion in a plane or 2D motion. Coming to 3D. 3D means a particle covers three axes. When a particle moves in a three axis, we can say the motion is 3D motion. The motion is 3D motion. Coming to position. Coming to position. Coming to position. Position is defined as defined as the point where an object is situated. It is a point where an object is situated. Next, distance. 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 Okay. So distance is defined as the actual path covered by a particle. The actual path covered by a particle. The actual path covered by a particle or object. Okay, so what is position? Position is defined as the point. Position is the point where the point where the an object can situated, an object is situated SITUAT, situated. Okay, so coming to distance, the actual path covered by a particle or object is called distance. Example. Okay, so consider a path 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Okay, A, B, C, D. Okay, so a person or our student T. Mohan Reddy, here T. Mohan Reddy standing at A. Okay, so T. Mohan Reddy covers from A, B, C, D, again A. Okay, our T. Mohan Reddy starting walking at A point. Mohan Reddy covers B, C, D and again A. Okay, means the path of the Mohan Reddy like this. Okay, so in this case, what is the actual path? A to A. 1 meter plus 1 meter plus 1 meter is equal to 4 meters. Okay, so understand the actual path covered by a particle or object is called distance. Coming to units. Okay, so SI unit of distance is meter. So units of distance, so which quantity we can measure distance? Okay, meters. Some other multiple quantities, kilometers, meters. Okay, SI unit is meter. So it is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity means only magnitude, no direction. A physical quantity having only magnitude, no direction is called scalar. Coming to displacement. Coming to displacement is defined as the shortest path covered by a particle from initial to final. Okay, so what is the definition? Displacement. Okay, so displacement is defined as the shortest path covered by a particle or object is called displacement. Okay, shortest path. Covered by a particle or object. Very important. Shortest path covered by a particle. This definition is very important. So what is the displacement? The shortest path covered by a particle or object. The shortest path covered by a particle or object. Okay. In the same situation, A, B, C, D. Our T. Mohan Reddy is standing here. So you want to cover A to B. Say it is 1 meter, and B to C, that is 1 meter, C to D, that is 1 meter, D to A, that is 1 meter. Okay, so our student T Mohan Reddy is standing A. He want to cover BC. BC means from here to here, here to here. Okay, understand? So now in this case, so what is the displacement? According to definition, shortest path. Shortest path from A to C is like this. Okay. So this shortest path in this case is AC. AC path is called displacement. Not AC. Not AB plus BC. Not AB plus BC. Okay. So how we can find this from A to C? Based on the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. So this is right angle. Okay. So how we can determine AC is equal to root of AB square plus BC square. Based on that we have to find 1 square plus 1 square, 1 plus 1, root 2. Okay. AC path is according to Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. So we have to find, okay, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. From that we can get this answer here. AC path is equal to root 2 meters. Root 2 meters. Okay, understand my students? Very, very important one. Okay, so this displacement, it's may positive, it's may negative, it's may zero. It's may zero. So displacement, it's may positive, it's may negative, it's may zero. Okay, so very, very important one. Okay, so one small example. Okay, see, consider a circle, radius R. Okay, point A, point B, point C, point D, point A. Okay, so a particle start from A. That particle covers B, C, D and again A. So one complete revolution. Okay, at one complete revolution, A to A motion. Okay, displacement. What is the displacement? So definition, we know that shortest path. Okay, so A to A motion displacement, shortest path is 0 now. Okay, 0. So because starting and ending point is same, the shortest path is 0. Okay, understand? So distance A to A distance. What is distance? Actual path. How much? Okay, so what is the path? Circular path. Okay, so we can say perimeter or circumference. What is the circumference of circle having radius r? Guess it, 2 pi r. The distance is 2 pi r. Understand? Very, very important one. From A to A motion, displacement is 0 because shortest path. Initial and final points are located at same point. Coming to distance, A to A distance. So 2 pi r because from here to here. Okay, this path we can measure by using formula 2 pi r, actual path. Okay, so displacement is vector quantity. displacement is vector quantity. This having direction and magnitude. Okay, so vector can be defined as a physical quantity having both magnitude and direction.